Hey everyone, welcome back to Para.university. This is going to be our first video on C++. We're just going to have a quick introduction on how to write your first program. Feel free to reach out to me. My name is Jason. You can email me directly at jbobmarshall@gmail.com or at para.university.tutoring@gmail.com. Alright, so as you can already see on my intro slide here, we have just a very basic program just to output a little something, whatever you want. Please don't output hello world, just be original. We're all about originality here. So let's first learn how to do that, and if you're just starting out, we're going to do this the most simple way possible. I want you to open up Google or any other web browser. So for your very first program, let's open up a thing called Programs. So you're going to just Google search Programs C++ compiler. As you can tell, I already have. Open it up, and let's talk about what we have here. On your left side, this is the actual written program, and on your right side, this is going to be the terminal that has your output. So they already have some stuff in here, which I know if this is your first time doing this, probably looks a little crazy, but let's just hit run, and out comes try programs.pro, code execution successful. Let's delete this and make our own, and we'll kind of talk through some things. So the very first thing you want to do, this is for every program you write, hash include IO for inout stream. Worry about what that means later on, not today. And then we're going to use using namespace std for standard. That's a controversial topic, but that's not a topic for today either. And then you have to write your main body. Int main parentheses, a bracket, make a couple spaces, return 0. Return 0 is how the program knows it's done and it was successful. Okay, you'll notice up here at namespace standard and return 0, there are semicolons there. That's super important, and after every one of your lines or statements, you need to have a semicolon just to declare, hey, this is done. All right, let's actually write something. All we're going to do is output a simple statement. So C out, we're going to point out because we want it to go out, and this is going to be what's called a string. Again, this is your first time doing this. Don't worry about what a string is. Just know we're going to have quotations, and we're going to say, don't write hello world. Exclamation, point back to out, and we're going to end. L for line, semicolon, run. Don't write hello world. It's just too common. Everyone does it. Write something a little bit more original. I'm all about the originality. All right, something else we can try. Let's try watch Para.university's videos and like and subscribe if you feel like we deserve it. And then what we can do, we can make another line. We'll do C out again. Point to C out. Thank you. Exclamations. Point to C out because we know we're going out. End line, semicolon. And let's do this without that semicolon there and see what happens. Let's run. We get an error. All right. Line number 6. That's what this 6 on the left side here is. That's line 6. Let's go over here. You can see it has an arrow pointing up towards end L with a semicolon. Yep, look over here at end L, don't have a semicolon. Add the semicolon, run. There we go. Watch Para.university's videos, like and subscribe if you feel like we deserve it. Thank you. I really like programs because it forces you to write everything. Unlike VS Code, which has become just so extremely good at predicting all the basic steps for whatever it is you're writing, you don't really learn anything in my opinion. So that's why if this is your very first time taking a C++ course or you want to do some practice, this is a great way of doing it. Actually get that muscle memory in there. But for those of you who want to use something like VS Code, you have a class where they say you need to download VS Code, and this is your first time doing any kind of programming, we can do the very, very basics, kind of show you what to do there. All right, so once again, back to Google. Download VS Code, Visual Studio Code, there we go. You're going to pick whatever system it is that you're going to use. It's pretty straightforward, or at least it was for me with Windows. Just download it, no problem. It's going to come right up as long as you follow those instructions. All right, so if you just downloaded VS Code, in the middle of your screen, you're going to have the option to install various things. You're going to have these extensions for C and C++. I have just the basic debugging, popular extensions, themes. I really recommend just go ahead and get those downloaded in there, and then you'll be ready to go. Now, in my opinion, where things get more difficult with C++ on VS Code, and it's something I really get annoyed with, is just the overall function, especially with this bottom part called your terminal. Your top part up here is where your actual code is going to go. But the first thing you have to do is you have to make a file. So ignore the fact that I have all these files over here. Let's just go ahead and make something. We're going to do a directory. So we're going to do make directory, mkdir. This is going to be very important for your first steps. And let's just say first program, ls for list. Those are the things you have to choose from, which you should just see first program. Now we're going to choose directory, cd for choose directory, first program. All right, so now we're in first program. All right, so now what we're going to do is code main.cpp. That's going to be your main file of your C++. All right. So now we're going to be back up top here where we actually write our code. Hash include iostream using namespace standard int main. We're going to worry about the details of what all these things are later. A couple spaces down, return 0 so the program knows we're done. Remember, namespace standard and return 0. Got to have those semicolons. Deaward the semicolons. All right, now let's do cout your programming in C++. Way to go. Don't forget to end the line and don't forget that semicolon. Now it's very important, must control save. Now we have an executable. If we look over here on our left, we're just going to look at a couple things right quick. So first program, can pull it down. Main.cpp is there. And now what we're going to do is, very important, follow along real close here. So g++ main.cpp -o test.exe for test executable. Enter. And now you're going to see on the left here, first program main.cpp now has a test.executable. Now we're going to do period /test.exe. Enter. Your programming in C++ way to go. Something I like to do, I'm going to do cout at the top here, and L just to give myself some space. Makes things a little bit more visually appealing. Do the same thing at the bottom. Control S. And now we don't have to type all that stuff again. Just go up, up, compile it. After you save it, of course. Up, up, test it. And now you can see this kind of gives a little bit of a buffer here, a little easier to read. There you go. That's the very, very basic intro into C++ and getting you started. Subscribe, hang around for new videos, and learn some more. We're going to go all the way from the basics, cout, cin, variables, functions, object-oriented programming, the works. Thank you so much. Hope you learned something. Have a great day.